My name is Max, and today I'm gonna tell you guys what you have been always waiting for. The new things that are gonna change in the next Battlefield 3 update. All the things I say can be changed. It's just what the community manager wrote on the Battlefield Battlelog blog, sorry. And you can check it out yourself. I will leave the link in the description. It's a long list. It's about 5,000 words. It's gonna take about 7 minutes to read for the whole thing. When you want to actually think about what it says, they're gonna fix a lot. So just some points they're gonna fix is general gameplay fixes, vehicle fixes. They're gonna change something there, weapons, and they're gonna make a lot of weapons now completely different, which is actually interesting. Scopes, bipod, heavy barrel, infrared, foregrip, suppressor, flash suppressor, and gadgets. And will be changed also in team deathmatch and in squad deathmatch. There will be some changes. You can read through all of them yourself. It's a long list, but I'm gonna pick out those things that I think the community has been waiting for, and actually what I've been waiting for. And I'm gonna read them out right now, explain what I think about them. Also in the background you're gonna see some Battlefield 3 gameplay for the occasion. I think it's some it could be some conquest, or it could be some rush. I don't know if what it is right now, because I'm looking at my text document where there's all the information I'm gonna tell you guys right now. So number one, what you have all been waiting for: the MAV will now be destroyed when running into a soldier or vehicle at high speed. It is still possible to sacrifice. No, it says strategy sacrifice your MAV on a soldier. It will be destroyed in process. Essentially what this means is a lot of people trolled other people by using the MAV and just flying around it, not playing a game, and just road killing people. This is now no longer possible. Only you can use it once, and then you have to resupply. And it actually takes very long to resupply these kind of equipments. Also what they say is the MAV can no longer be used as an elevator. A lot of people use the MAV to fly up onto some kind of tall houses or other things to snipe from there, do something else. They're probably gonna snipe. And this is now no longer possible, so you can only get there with a parachute, which is it's not undoable, but a lot of people didn't like the idea of just getting onto a gadget, which is actually not very stable, and just flying up into midair. So they changed this. A lot of people will thank DICE for actually doing this, but it actually takes a lot of time for them to realize stuff that is wrong in the game. Another thing they did is tweak the controls of physics of the EOD bot to improve its handling and aiming capabilities. I used the EOD bot twice, and then I got sick of it because the handling was just terrible and I just couldn't play the game correctly. So I actually never used it after that point, so now I'm gonna give it another try and see if it works better now. Talking about the EOD bot, players will no longer auto-enter the Sovlam, the MAV, and the EOD bot after they are deployed. What this means is that every time you deploy the Sovlam, for example, and you want to mark some targets in the air, normally you will enter it automatically, and sometimes that's really bad when you, for example, standing upright on the middle of a road, and you're gonna be probably run over or sniped from somewhere, from a guy who's kilometers or miles away. So now you can just deploy it somewhere, go somewhere else, hide, and then look on the screen and mark targets, for example, which is great that they change this, because I'm using the Sovlam in the past a lot, so you may be going to see some Sovlam gameplay here anyway, which is interesting. The C4 will no longer be detonated after a player is respawn. If the player is revived within 5 seconds, he can still detonate the C4. What I did is, I used to be support guy with the C4 because I think the C4 is the most useful and versatile explosive that you can have with the support guy. Then you run to the enemy vehicle, for example, throw some C4 down, and you know how many C4 it takes to destroy the vehicle, so you're gonna take your time to deploy all of them you have. And if you die in the process, you just respawn, and you can, with the same class, and you just press the C4 detonator, and then the vehicle, the C4 explodes and the vehicle is destroyed. You get the points. Now you cannot do this anymore, so I don't know if this is good or bad. A lot of people disliked it because it's unlogical to think about it. You just throw C4 down, die, and then you're miles away at your spawn point, and suddenly the vehicle is dead, which I think is not too great for the player who's actually driving the vehicle. Another thing what they changed, and I actually don't understand why they did this, but it's gonna have some pros and cons about this. So they're gonna change. They changed the following thing, and this is going to be the last thing that I highlighted out of my list because I think it's the most important one. and it's not the most important one, but these are the most important ones. Flares will no longer break the lock of a vehicle that is locked on. It will only distract the missiles. Until the point of now, when you use the Stinger missile, for example, locked onto a helicopter, it would say beep 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 beep, and then you hear the sound, and you see on the screen it says lock, and then you fire your missile, and then he can actually just trigger the flares, or it can also trigger the flares before you even have locked onto the vehicle, which means even before you shot your missile, he can just trigger the flares, and then and then you have to lock on again. Now you can lock on, and even if you locked on and he triggers the flares, you can still fire a missile, which is a dramatic change when you think about it. Normally now you just lock on, and if he fires the flares, you have to lock on again, which is obvious. But now you can just lock on, wait for him to trigger his flares, because he doesn't know when the flares when you shoot your Stinger missile, and he doesn't know from where. So this kind of leaves things open a bit. I think this could change the gameplay a bit. But as well, they said that the flares for the helicopter are now more reliable, and they will be and they also will work more often in the correct way, because sometimes it doesn't work properly. So these were my things I wanted to talk about. If you have some other things you want to discuss, please leave them in the comment section below. You guys can follow me on Twitter. It's crashedmedia.com. The link is in the description. We have a Facebook fan page if you're some kind of hardcore fan. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you guys next time in my next update video, whatever I'm going to be doing. Have a great day, and until then, have some fun playing video games. I'm now gonna go sleep because it's really late. Peace out.